We usually think of people pleasing as, well, a good thing, right? Being nice. But what if I told you that being relentlessly nice isn't actually nice at all? In fact, it might just be the complete opposite. Let's kick things off with a pretty bold, kind of counterintuitive idea.
Whoa, that's a strong statement, isn't it? Liars. But listen, this isn't about some kind of malicious, thought-out deception. It's about a kind of dishonesty that comes from a really deep and often totally unconscious fear. A fear of how other people are going to react if we show them how we really feel.
So let's really dig into this. We're going to peel back the layers of what we call being nice and see what's actually going on just beneath the surface.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the contrast here. On the left, that's how it feels when you're doing it, right? You feel kind, you feel helpful, you feel selfless. But on the right, well, that's what's actually happening. That kindness is often just fear in disguise. That helpfulness is really you withholding what you actually think or need. And that feeling of selflessness, it's basically a form of dishonesty because you're not showing up as your true, authentic self.
So that begs the question, right? Where does this incredibly powerful impulse to just say yes all the time even come from? In this next part, we're going to trace this whole habit all the way back to where it started, which, for a lot of us, is in our earliest childhood experiences. And this is the absolute core of it. People-pleasing isn't some kind of character flaw or a weakness. No way. It's actually a really smart survival skill. It's a tactic you learned as a kid to navigate a world that, for whatever reason, felt threatening or unsafe.
So think about how this gets wired into us. It all starts when a child expresses a totally genuine feeling. I don't like that, or I'm angry. Now, if that moment of truth is met with a caregiver's rage, or maybe just cold rejection, that kid feels a deep, terrifying threat. We're not just talking about getting told off. It's a primal fear of annihilation, of losing love, of losing safety itself. And the lesson gets learned fast and hard. My truth is dangerous. To be safe, I have to agree.
But here's the kicker. That survival skill, the one that was so brilliant and necessary when you were a kid, becomes a huge liability in your adult life. What kept you safe back then is now the very thing that's holding you back. So what's the real cost of being too nice? Well, the side effects are massive. When you're constantly saying yes but screaming no on the inside, this quiet resentment just starts to build and build. It stops you from having real connections because nobody ever gets to know the real you. And of course, your own needs get pushed to the side over and over, which is just a fast track to complete and total burnout. So this strategy, it comes with a very, very high price. Okay, so how do we fix this? It's not about suddenly becoming a cold or selfish person. Not at all. It's about learning a brand new skill, what we can call the art of honest geniality. And let's be super clear about what this word means. Geniality is all about having a friendly, warm, and cheerful manner. The goal is to combine that warmth with honesty. You can be kind and tell the truth. They're not mutually exclusive. This is the absolute opposite of people-pleasing, which is basically pairing a pleasant vibe with dishonesty. And here it is. This is the big aha moment that changes everything. The adult world is not that fragile, scary environment from your childhood. Your boss, your partner, your friends, they can handle it. They can handle hearing no. They can handle a disagreement. That catastrophic reaction you were terrified of as a kid, it's just not going to happen. Other adults can handle your truth. This is really the key takeaway for all of this. You can say no. You can set a boundary. You can voice a totally different opinion. And you can do it all while being warm, respectful, and genial. See, honesty doesn't have to be brutal. It can be delivered with grace. And this is the skill that finally replaces that old, outdated survival tactic of people-pleasing. So we'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. This journey from being a fearful pleaser to being honestly genial, it starts with one small step. So just think about it. What is one no that you really need to say, honestly, this week? It might just be the most honest and truly the kindest thing you can do for yourself and for everyone around you.